A set of other companies that are on our radar today are IndusInd Bank and Bajaj Finance. Shivangi, what are both their charts indicating today?
Now, of course, with Bank Nifty on the soar, we've seen that some pockets have contributed time and again. NBFC financial space have been one which were, the first up. But of course, we've seen some sort of a rub off in the last four trading sessions in stocks like Bajaj Finance. And we've seen that the stock has, slipped lower and gave up its gain of the last, 1 month. But overall, this stock is again respecting its key retracement levels, and it might be a wait and watch for a good level to enter again. Now, talking about IndusInd Bank, this one has been a slow and steady mover, and we are expecting banking stocks to overall outperform, and continue doing so. And IndusInd would be one such stock which has been doing quite well from the last 4 weeks, where it's making higher top, higher bottom. On a monthly basis, the stock is still, trending lower. So overall, long-term structure might not have changed, but the immediate short-term structure indicates that there could be, a quick upswing that one could capture onto.
Okay, let's now let's go back to that conversation which Hiral was referring to, the volatility in the Nifty this year, and how momentum strategies often never work during periods of market downturns. And that's largely led our research team to analyze allocations of focused and value mutual funds, and how gas transmission could be the contra pick within this pack. Meika is here with all of those details.
So when we analyzed what focus funds were selling, the kind of sectors that allocations and average holdings were decreased in was gas transmission, realty, construction materials and IT, whereas value funds were buying the gas transmission space, banking, chemicals and the non-ferrous metal space. Now the key question when we see gas transmission coincide or in both of the columns is there value in the space. Now why we were looking at these funds is because of the investment strategies that they follow. Focused funds have a more concentrated portfolio. That's why they buy what's going up and sell what's going down. However, value funds on the other hand, it's based on fundamentals. They buy the stocks that are not in favor of the markets, that are actually falling down, but at attractive valuations with research and fundamental backing. So now what's working for the gas transmission space? You have stable and rising CNG and PNG demand. You have expansion into new geographical areas, lower competition from other alternative fuels, and better clarity on margin trajectory. And it was actually the margins that stood at risk just a few months ago when the APM allocation was reduced. However, because of a lot of risk to margin, it was again allocated, but as of April start, they again reduced the APM gas allocation for the gas transmission companies. However, this would be replaced by new well gas. New well gas is a little expensive from the APM gas that is allocated to the gas companies. However, it is much cheaper than the other alternatives that the gas companies would have to previously go to, and margins can improve. In terms of valuations, the current one-year forward price to earnings ratio for an IGL, MGL as well as the Gujarat gas is below the average. And if you look at the FY26 earnings potential, there is growth expected. IGL 10% revenue, 15% EBITDA uptick. Mahanagar Gas a 10% revenue and a 5% EBITDA uptick and a 4% growth in their net profits. And Gujarat Gas EBITDA is expected to grow by 22%. Lastly, how the street views it, well, it's largely bullish for something like an Indraprastha Gas and Mahanagar Gas, 18 and 21 buy calls respectively, and an earnings and a potential upside of 10 to 14%. However, for something like a Gujarat Gas, the street view is bearish. You have 16 sell calls and only 9 buy calls, and there's only a 2% upside to the previous closing price.